Hey everybody, welcome back to Superman Crypto, your host, Superman in the house. Man, we've got a big update today. We're not going to be going through as many charts today, but we will be getting through Xen, and then we're going to talk about a lot of the updates that are going on. So stay tuned, really, really bullish, and let's get into it. So the price of Xen at the moment on Ethereum is just drifting back down here towards the 78.6, which is at 2,726. We're currently at 3,153. So some interesting support there around about the 3,000, of course, and then the next mark will be 2,700. That being said, of course, never fear, because Fenix and XenDoge almost here. So they're coming up pretty fast, and that should outwit the burn. So obviously about 3 or 4 days away for the Fenix launch. And then, of course, after that, on the 20th, I think we've still got penciled in the XenDoge, which has those pretty awesome tokenomics. But that 15% bonus people will be after, particularly up to that 15% supply mark. So that's on the 20th. So it's only 10 days away, which is pretty soon if you think about it. So yeah, if that's still launching on that day, that's 10 days away. So stay tuned for that. Pretty awesome. Lots of things happening out, obviously. Xenon with gasless NFTs and things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah, let's get onto it. So that is the price there. What are we on the 24 hours? We're down 10%. And we've got 173 sales, 56% of the trades are sales. The buys, they're 52% sell volume, 700K over 664K. Still got 1.8 million in the liquidity pool, and we're coming up to this Phoenix. So interesting. We haven't had a big rally into Phoenix, and we will see. Now, some of the attention's gone to the BRC 20s, so we're going to talk about that. It's been super successful overnight on the Bitcoin chain. Of course, caused huge gas fees as well, contributed to that. So it's getting some notoriety. Let's get into the actual Xen dashboard. We got almost 9.8 trillion in liquid supplies that's been drifting up. As I say, that's obviously a downward pressure sign when the liquid supply goes up, and of course we've seen that in the chart. Total staked is at 1.6 trillion. It's up a bit, so that's nice to see that. Probably about 50 billion up there, so that's good. We've got some updates in the UI here on the dashboard. Look at this, the burn, man, that looks really cool now. That is very cool. So nice on that. Some major changes here on the dashboard. So very cool. Let's move that over. We've got the burning list here. Things have moved around. So they got the burning list here. Xen NFTs. The total burn 1.5 trillion. Almost 3 trillion on the DBZen. Phoenix, of course, is about to launch. Xen Knights was at 80 billion, and other is at 51 million there. So that's pretty cool. Nice little update there on the burning list. Total burning quantity since Genesis, 4.6 trillion Xen, which is pretty cool. 28% burn ratio, which is pretty nice. So this is all brand new here on the dashboard, liking it. And the burning trend has gone down though. And of course, we've been watching that burning trend go down as well. So let's have a look here. Where were we up yesterday? 22 billion on the DBZen. So definitely that's coming up. So you can see the ecosystem just getting bigger and bigger. Let's go. At the moment, we've got 73 Gwei. The Gwei's been coming down, so this is good news for everybody. And we're sitting at 200 Pepe. The meme coin on Ethereum is definitely coming off its high and moving back down. So that's kind of cool for the gas prices. 200 mintings at the moment. It's around 70 Gwei. So pretty cool. We can see the cost per minting is pretty high up here, the $10 to $14 range. Just coming down now at the moment, around $11. We can see the mints yesterday. We had a negative supply increase, which is great. That's good. Only a little though. 3 billion. We need big burns. We need more like this 92 billion type of burn. So that's what we need. So Phoenix and maybe XenDoge will offer that. We've got these liquid supplies gone way up now. We got down as low as 56%. We're almost back up to 60% again. So we're heading in the wrong direction. But we have those two big protocols coming up here, Phoenix and XenDoge. So we'll see how we get on through those. Looking forward, of course, 7 days. We've got these relatively low mints leading into the weekend. We're expecting the Phoenix launch on this day when we've got 117 billion coming out, followed by the first of the two big twin candles, 336 billion, and then some low mints after that. And that's kind of cool. In fact, the mints between these two big twin candles are actually quite low, 48 billion and then 29 billion. And then we've got 153, which is pretty high. So those are the ones coming up there. And then the big candle 325. But we've got Fenix launching on the 13th. And then on the 20th, we're expecting the XenDoge. If it does launch on that date, that's penciled in, then that's bullish to eat that up. And we get into our 3-month view, which you guys can see for yourself until July with that big candle, 500 billion Xen in July. So let's move on to the DBZen, see how that's been burning. In particular, we can see yesterday it burned 22 billion, which is just not enough. We need more protocols burning many tens of billions. But we've got Fenix and XenDoge coming up as well. And when the gas price comes down, the DBZen will probably start burning more. This is the current cycle at the moment. So 500 million is the top one there. You can see the Gwei starting to come down, 60 Gwei, 64, 58. So nice, instead of getting hundreds and high 90s, coming back down into more reasonable territory. And this may recharge and give us another run in the DBZen, which is not uncommon in these kind of protocols. On this one at the moment. So 1.4 billion burned through the current cycle. We're on day 48 of this cycle, so still pretty early. The first 2 to 3 months normally pretty bullish on that, and yeah, way to go there on that. So let's jump over to the amount of unique miners at the moment, 15 on the current cycle. Let's go to the update here on DBZen itself. In about 2.5 months since launching on the first chain, more than 32,000 community members became DBZen early adopters. DBZen will be launched as a separate tab on DBZen crypto app. Adoption will be organic and most likely hit the ground running from day one. So that's bullish news there. And you can see all the people around the world into DBZen, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's kind of neat there. Let's jump away to Jack Levin. All his updates. Obviously, the second big topic is BRC20s, and they have been going through the roof. Obviously, this is new tokens on Bitcoin, which didn't really have this. There is another protocol, but BRC seems to be the dominant one. And yeah, very cool. So we've talked about ordinal NFTs, but BRC20 tokens, kind of like the proxy for ERC20 tokens. Not the same, of course. One's a script, the other one's just more of a smart contract on Ethereum. But kind of cool. If you anyone can launch these, which is kind of the cool game changer. If your BCA20 is missing, this is talking about the Unisat re-index and show up. So Unisat market there, which is now the biggest market by far, had a few issues, but that probably got issued there 9 hours ago. If VMPX inscriptions and mints were 100% confirmed a few minutes ago. If you are missing some, this means your fees were set too low and your mints were pushed out of the mintable range. No reverse possible. That does happen if you're too slow. Nice to wake up to the surprise that Gate.io, one of the big exchanges, will be launching, will be adding the pair of VMPX and USD Tether. So really big game changer there, and more bullish news for VMPX. That's the big BRC20 token that Jack launched, and I think it spent a lot of money in raising like $7 million to mint those out, which is pretty crazy. Easily the best. Best in the next bear market, VMPX token. So really huge on that. We broke Bitcoin yesterday. VMPX. Get up to speed with BRC20 here. Obviously, that is it. It's pretty, like I say, it's like a token. So, yep. You can see better. Jack Levin, unconfirmed transaction in mempool. This is over 27 to 2023. And you look at the spike there. Unbelievable that the impact of this has been on Bitcoin, and Jack Levin at the top there. Amazing. Unconfirmed transaction account in the mempool. Just crazy. Up at the 450,000 mark there, really crazy. And then, of course, who minted VMPX last night? Because the price has gone up big time. We can see here, the Audi was the first one ever issued, Audi for ordinals. You can see nails on the end. That's kind of the back end of ordinals. And, of course, Audi has been dominating the market cap and the market price. Well, Vampire was just rising up through, looked at number 2, but it's actually number 1 now. So, yeah, it was a huge amount. 94 Bitcoin, can you believe it, in volume. Unbelievable. And Audi was sitting at 163. But we can go to the market now live, and we can see that on the top of the market there, 137. So we've jumped from 94 to 137 Bitcoin on that, and the market sat. So the price of a VMPX token is 1,669 Satoshis, which is crazy. Up 329, crazy good, of course. Audi is number 2 and Nails is number 3. So it's taken number 1 position on all the BRCs, which is the biggest thing happening in Bitcoin right now. So pretty amazing, absolutely amazing. And don't forget not to miss out on PLS, $ PLS, which I launched myself for the Pulse Chain launch is imminent, coming up very soon. And of course, this thing could really go through the roof. We had huge amount of sales overnight there for PLS, which had a soft launch. And look at that, up to 10 sats. So the price has just creeped up here from 1 sat, 2 sats, 4 sats, up to 10 sats now. So definitely check out $ PLS for Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is going to be the biggest launch, L1, coming up, and it could be it could be mid this week. So this is an honorable representation of Pulse Chain on the Bitcoin market. So you can imagine Pulse Chain being on Ethereum, on Pulse Chain, and on Bitcoin. It's kind of cool like that. So definitely spread the word about that. All right, let's get back into Jack Levin's updates here. So pretty cool. Lots of cool updates. Xen enters Bitcoin chain, brings profitability to miners, transactions dominating in the BRC space. Cool stuff happening there. So yeah, surpassed Audi, unbelievable there. After making Ethereum deflationary October the 8th, Xen ecosystem enters Bitcoin blockchain with VPMX, causing rewards flipping, first time in years. So big there. Bitcoin fees surpass block reward miners for miners, so huge. Bitcoin fees surpass block reward. So the fees are bigger than block reward. Amazing for the first time. And Jack Levin there, the ultimate move. 2 hours ago, VPMX takes the crown for the highest volume, highest transactions, and highest number of holders. And as I said to you, it is now number 1 on the BRC exchange, which only helps it to get even more attention, right? Difference between Audi and VPMX. 25,000 was spent to mint the total supply of Audi because it was the first one. It was really early. Not many people were around as much. You could argue it was a pre-mine as it was very, very cheap. Yesterday, $7 million was spent to mint the total supply of VMPX there on the Bitcoin exchange. And now people are trading on the marketplace. So it's even more. Generally speaking, things are harder to get. Things that are harder to get have more value. Have more value. That's why VPMX is number 1. There's no second best. Yeah. So real good advertising as well, right, for Xen generally. So this is some of the branding benefits from moving on to Bitcoin. And of course, he wants to integrate that with the X1 chain as well. X1 being a layer 2 version of that. VPX has 50 million market cap. Yeah, so huge market cap on that. And that was announced 90 minutes ago. Ouch. Hopefully they'll start working on this issue. Crypto slate, Bitcoin drops to 27K. Amid network issues, so funny. VPMX will be the largest BRC20 token powered by Xen World. Do you agree? Fair mint, first principles, mutable code, and now first ever layer 1 chain. So VPMX.io. Let's check the website, and that is with Jack on there. Pretty cool. Nice one on there. Mint VPMX, which is done already by VMPX on Unisat marketplace, and of course meme as well. Pretty cool. All right, so looking good there is the old VPMX, and you can see on here the last trades. These are all the last trades that are going on there. Pretty cool. They don't have the chart up anymore, but that's pretty exciting. So yeah, very cool. Now you can go to the search box and type in the VMX here, and so we can go VMXPX. That will bring you up here on unisat.io. Let's have a quick look. That will give us the supply numbers. So if you're wondering how much the total supply, so what you can do is take the last price of sats and then multiply it by the number of tokens, which is 108 million tokens, and that was $7 million to mint, as Jack said, but already well over $50 million in market cap now. So yeah, pretty awesome there. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's go to Joseph. Joseph here been posting a lot of cool stuff as well for the Xen.pub, the dashboard. So it's kind of cool. He is looking into reading Bitcoin ordinals off the blockchain. He's pretty good like that. Time to sync the Bitcoin core node once more and extract the VPMX subscription data for XenPub. And I don't know if that's actually up there yet on the dashboard. Let's have a quick look on these. I'm not sure if he's actually published it, but it looks like he's going to be publishing that dashboard. So stay tuned on that. Yeah, I don't see it yet, but stay tuned on that one. That is from Joseph. Pretty cool. Let me jump through some of these. These are kind of repeats. Let me have a look here. We're just going to jump through all these updates. Going to jump through there and jump through all that. Having a look through some of these updates from him on dashboard. Fenix protocol, we created the scenario sample to illustrate. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's pull that up, and I think that's it from that one. So looks like he's going to update the BRC20s on his dashboard, which is kind of cool. Let's go to Fenix protocol. This is going to be launching on Ethereum, of course. So 5 hours ago, we created this scenario sampler to illustrate how Fenix staking works. Note that this is only an example. Actual figures will depend on how each protocol matures on a given chain. So that is kind of cool. It's given that there with the details. Days liquid, 5 years, 21 years. Pool parties captured, so 85 captures there. Every 13 weeks, remember, there's a pool party reward, and the estimated payout. So it's kind of cool little indicator there, 100,000 Fenix. What else have they got on here? I think that's almost it. I think that's it on there. So let's jump away to that. Now there's a lot more attention being given here. So this is from Razvan, who's doing DBZen, and obviously it's getting more viable now with that hit on Ethereum with Xen, with the VMPX hit on Bitcoin. It's getting a lot of attention now. The big YouTubers are talking about it. So here, let's hear from Ivan on Tech about it as well.
In the comment section. Next is the Xen guys. So what is happening right now is that the Xen guys are going nuts. As you know, Xen is a currency which is all built on this proof of burn, that you mint tokens and then you burn fee, and that's how you mint tokens. And I'm still getting into exactly how Xen burns, but that's my understanding, that each and every day anyone can mint certain amount of tokens, and you burn fee as transaction fee, and that's your way to buy into the system. It's a way of launching it in a fair way, they say. But anyway, so this Xen crypto, it's on all chains. They have launched it on all kinds of chains, including now Bitcoin. And this is the final step, that Domoda invented the shitcoin standard, ERC20 standard, which we all love. He ported it to Bitcoin. And then finally, Jack Levin from Xen team with 100K followers issued a BRC20 causing the fee floor to rise above 600 sats and a block to pay more fees than native block reward. And this is fantastic. I love this. I think this is very good for Bitcoin.
So huge exposure there from Ivan on Tech. So he's got like 500,000 followers, one of the biggest top 30 influencers in crypto. So huge attention now. You can see it just starting to really get that branding awareness. But not only that, we can also see here from Senzu, who's posted this from Jenna. Jenna has modestly sized influence, 25,000, not too bad. And she's here got a video where she also talks about Xen. So it's really capturing the attention of a lot of the big influencers.
To me, if I can jump in on that, so I don't know if you've heard of Xen, but what Jack Levin is creating with that, where everyone can mint their own and they just pay gas fees. And I know that's why everyone's bitching, because their gas fees are super high, but it's free to mint. It's Xen. That's what it is. But it gives everyone, it levels the opportunity. There's no whales. It's early adopters and delayed gratification. And you can batch mint and claim it like in a year or 2 years, but it's not like giving anyone, an uneven playing field. So it really levels it out. So I like what they're doing with that. But that's not going to be deemed as security. It can't be.
All right. So pretty exciting with the big influencers coming up on that. Now, just to wrap up today's live stream with all that alpha around Fenix coming, XenDoge coming, and we've also obviously talked about the BRC that just launched with the VMPX. We've also got Xen game coming, and this is actually looking pretty good, the UI. So they posted this 11 hours ago on XenDoge Game, and you can see the UI here looks pretty good. So we might open that up in a separate tab there and zoom in on this, because it looks pretty good. And you can see here, active pot, your keys, unclaimed rewards, reinvest earnings, withdraw earnings, buy keys, all sorts of cool stuff there, burn Xen. And of course, here it's got an example of Senzu winning with the ETH there, with the timer ticking down. So this kind of gaming stuff, and with this UI, looks pretty good. So we're going to look to see, there's a lot of DGM people around, so we'll probably see them gaming with some of this, and that's going to burn Xen to get there, right? Pretty cool. Any player can use the burn fund to buy and burn Xen at any time, and of course get the incentive for that. So cool. We're going to see how this plays out. It's going to be pretty neat, and this concept of keys as well. The last player to purchase a key before the time runs out wins the grand prize. So really got that bid up and get in. Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun to see that XenDoge game, and that's coming up too. So I thought that was pretty neat to highlight. We got lots of stuff happening in the space. As you can see, it's really starting to blow up there as well. So cool, looking good, says Trayvon, looking good. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch you on the next one, and bye for now. Take care, everybody. See ya.